Hi guys, how are you? I hope you're fine. I hope you're amazing. So welcome back to my YouTube channel. In case you're a returning subscriber, karibu tena na asante sana. In case you're new here, you're welcome and feel at home. Karibu sana. It's a lovely and amazing Sunday today. I was just cleaning up my house and I was just arranging this chessboard of mine, and I thought, why don't I do some video on the game of chess? The game of chess is such an interesting game because here on the board there are many lessons about life that we get to derive from the game of chess. If you are a chess player, and even if you're not a chess player, there are some of the lessons you can still learn from the game of chess. So as you can see, I have the chessboard with me over here, and in this video I'll be talking just about 5 life lessons that we get to learn from the game of chess. And you're much welcome. Feel free to comment, and do not forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. One of the lessons that I have learned from the chessboard is that every action has a consequence. This is a life lesson that is learned from the game of chess. If you're a beginner in chess, there's this thing, itakupia character development. Before you learn that every move you make, there's a resulting consequence. So for example, if on the board you decide that your first move will be to get this pawn and move it. Of course, if you're moving the pawn, you have the option of moving it 1 step forward or 2 steps forward for the first move. So if you say this is a pawn, you're going to move it the 2 steps ahead, and this is playing white, so white often gets to begin the game and black follows. So as white, if you make the move of doing this, the pawn, the moving it 2 steps ahead, that is a choice you have made. It's a decision that you have made, and it's irreversible after you make the decision. Actually, you get and you make the move, the decision that you've made is irreversible. So depending on the move that you have made, your opponent may decide to make a move that will mean that you're in danger. So perhaps your opponent does not want to attack at this moment, so the black may decide to move his pawn 2 steps ahead, and that also means that if your opponent opens with this black pawn, if it was here, this black pawn, your opponent moves it 2 steps ahead, that means that his queen, which is on this side, I don't know whether it can be seen, but it can move. The queen normally moves in all directions, so the queen can move from this white spot to directly to this white spot, meaning that the queen will be closer to your board. So basically what I'm trying to say, I don't want to complicate things and go into details about the chess, because in this video I'm doing about the lessons, is that one of the lessons that I have derived from the game of chess is that in life, every action has a consequence. This means that every decision that you make, there will be a resulting consequence to it. And to ensure that you do not fall on the wrong side, or you do not get consequences that will leave you regretting, ensure that you have that in mind always, that before you make a decision, know that there will be a consequence, whether it is a good consequence or it's a bad consequence. Of course, the consequence can be positive or negative. Even on the chessboard, the choice you make, the move you make, can result into a positive consequence. It can be an opportunity for you to win, or also an opportunity for you to lose. Just like the game of chess, in life, every action has a consequence. That is lesson number 1. The next thing about another lesson from the game of chess, lesson number 2, is that when you play in the game, you have to look at the bigger picture. You can't just play chess blindly. You have to focus on the entire chessboard. You do not just think about, you just don't take a piece and blindly, just because you know this is a pawn and it can move one step ahead or two steps ahead, and just decide that is the move you're going to make. No. Before you make a move in the game of chess, you have to be 2 steps ahead, at least 2 steps ahead. You have to think, if I make this move, this is the possible move that my opponent is going to make. That is the only way to win in the game of chess. You play in the game, but at the back of your mind, you have to think about the possible move that your opponent is going to make. And so is life. In life, you don't just do anything. You cannot just wake up and decide, today I'm going to do this. You have to have the bigger picture in mind, if at all you want to live a meaningful life, if at all you want to achieve your purpose in life. You don't just wake up in life and decide, today I'm just going to do things blindly. You wake up today and you think, today I'm just going to do this. No. In life, if at all you focused on your purpose, if at all you want to live a meaningful life, you have to have the bigger picture in life. You have to have the bigger picture in mind. Think ahead. Think 2 steps ahead. Think, if I take this route, it will lead me to this destination and this destination. Is it worth it? So that you'll be able to make a decision on whether to follow that route, and wherever it's taking you to, whether it is worth your time. So that is lesson number 2 in the game of chess. The third lesson that I have learned in the game of chess is that if an opportunity arises, take it. Because in the game of chess, every move counts. In the game of chess, you do not postpone. Anytime you see an opportunity, anytime, if at one step your opponent makes a mistake, you do not let it slide. You attack immediately, because if you make one wrong move, or rather if your opponent makes one wrong move and you do not take advantage, that may be your only chance you had to win the game. So check out for any opportunity. If an opportunity rises, attack it, take it. There are no second chances. There might be never a second chance. And I think looking at life in that perspective, I feel like if an opportunity is to arise and you get this opportunity in life, take it, give it a shot. Do not think hard about it. Just grab every opportunity that arises, take it, because sometimes life is not kind enough to give us second chances. Life sometimes will give you one chance, and if you do not take that one chance, you're done. Like, there's no second chance, there are no second chances. You cease to take that opportunity and it is gone. So make it your time. Any opportunity, make it your behavior rather. Any opportunity that arises, take it, grab it, anyhow, anytime, take it, and you won't regret. Just like in chess, your opportunity of winning will be high if you take advantage of any opportunity that presents itself. Do not even hesitate. Take opportunity, but also tread carefully, because you might think you're taking an opportunity, but your opponent has set a trap for you. So it's just something, as much as you're taking an opportunity and you're grabbing it, be careful that it is not a setup that your opponent is setting you up. You know, it's funny, in chess you might think that you're winning. You might think, oh, my opponent has made this one wrong move, oh, I'm going to attack. And in the opponent's mind, the opponent is just trying to trap you. He's making that wrong move so that, because he knows you will definitely try to attack him, and that is how he or she will get up to you. And then before you know it, it will be game over. It will be checkmate, a win for your opponent. So those are 3 lessons. Lesson number 4 is that sometimes you have to sacrifice in order to achieve a breakthrough. When I was beginning to play chess, okay, I'm not really a master into it, but when I was really beginning, one hard lesson that I learned is that in chess you're not afraid of sacrificing. You're not afraid of, you cannot you cannot avoid sacrificing. There are times where you'll be forced to make a decision. Sometimes you have, for example, in most cases you have a bishop and a rook, a bishop and a knight, and like with these two, you'll be in a situation where your opponent has to take up one, so you have to sacrifice. So in such a situation, you have to check at what you have and what the opponent has, and the opportunities that are there at the table, knowing that if you sacrifice this knight, these are the consequences that will follow. If you sacrifice this bishop, depending on where the positions they are at that time, these are the consequences that will follow. Nevertheless, there will be a point where you will have to sacrifice something. You'll not, and that is the only way to win your game. And I feel like life at times is so. Life is similar in that manner. Sometimes you'll be forced to let go of things. You'll be forced to sacrifice some things. You might be sacrificing your time so that you gain something. You might be forced to sacrifice your money, perhaps by investing in something to get more returns. You might be forced to sacrifice your relationships with other people so that you may get something in return. You might, basically, there'll be something that you'll have to sacrifice if at all you'll get to stand a chance for success. Success does not come so easily. You'll be forced to sacrifice something, else there'll be no chance for winning. So in the game of chess, one hard lesson that I learned in a character development is that you'll have to make sacrifices. And at that time, it is up to you to check the resources that you have. It's up to you to check what your opponent has and what you have, and make a critical decision before deciding what to sacrifice. And the last lesson, so that this video doesn't get too long, so that we said this video is about 5 lessons and you've done 4. Yeah, so lesson number 5 about the chess game is that when you're playing chess, you're playing the board, not the player. The person you're attacking here is the board. Like, this is a game. You're not hauna beef with the other person. You're not in an argument, or rather, you're not in conflict with the other person. You're in conflict with the board. This is about the board. And sometimes this is about life. There are times we get so angry at people, we get into grudges with people simply because we have a divergence of opinion, simply because we do not agree with them. We forget that we are supposed to be fighting their actions, we're supposed to be fighting their words, and simply not them. We're not supposed to be fighting people, but fighting against what they stand for. This is not a battle against people. This is a battle against ideas, against beliefs, and yes, what they stand up for. This is a battle about values. It's a battle about the perspectives and not about the people. In life, the moment we understand that we are not enemies, what we stand up for, our ideas, our beliefs, and our perspectives is what we are fighting for, is when we'll truly be in a position to achieve peace, is when we'll be in a position to live truly well without judging others. We should aim to target the responses and actions of the people and not their words. In a chessboard, your opponent is not your enemy, and in life, the other person is not your enemy. The battle is not about you as a person. The battle is about our principles, our ideas, and what we are standing up for. So those are the 5 lessons that we have learned from the chessboard. I'm going to wrap it up here. Perhaps in the future I will address more lessons to learn from the chessboard. Meanwhile, thank you for stopping by and thank you for watching until the end. My name is Purity and this is the Ms.Matheri show. Until next time, bye bye.